Alright, what's up everyone? I'm going to be doing some chill backtesting before I film the market recap. And after I completely look at the market for myself, I'm going to go through Twitter, look at trades other people took, and then I'll film the market recap. So this should be pretty chill. Just going to be observing the market, observing trades that I noticed, or that I am noticing right now. And then I'll go on Twitter and see trades other people took. My favorite trade of the day, though, that I'm honestly a little disappointed I didn't take, but I didn't see it. But I loved it. We have just an amazing SMT with this high, and this is SMT with London. So you see how S&P sweeps out that high. Actually, we have S&T with this high too, I think. Wait, just kidding. S&T with this high maybe? Well, anyway, for sure we have S&T with this high. And this is the high of London. Right here. So, S&T with a session high. And then we sweep all this out, sweep out these equal highs. Actually, let's make this white. And I really like this because it's very clear accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So I like this inversion. What is this? I've never seen this before. Be the first in the leaderboard by showing support. Try sending a live chat or super chat. Never seen that before. That's new. Well, I don't have access to super chats yet, so I don't know what that's about, but anyway, I like this one because it's clear accumulation, accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. So let's go ahead and save this as the first one. I'd put stop loss above the fair value gap like that, and then I would just target 1-to-1. And I guess you could go break even at this low, but I'm actually curious if you get stopped at break even. I actually want to see how the 3-minute looks. So this is interesting because there's a 3-minute external gap. So you would have to front run the 3-minute external gap. Maybe I don't like it as much as I thought I did. Because this is a 3-minute gap and we don't close below it until the 3-minute closes here. Whatever, I'm still gonna record it. That's what I mean when I say sometimes you can get away with it, but I try not to front run the highest time frame gap getting inversed. Oh, there's a bug on me. Hello? All right. Now that that's out of the way, let's take a look at this again. So, once again, accumulation, manipulation, and interestingly, it's quite a nice distribution, and you can see we do go to that fourth standard deviation. This was a very, very textbook accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Look how perfectly we go to that fourth standard deviation measured from body to body. And as well, look how perfectly we go to the second standard deviation. So this is what I mean when I say the market runs on this, because look at how perfectly we go to these standard deviations. So anyway, I would just target 1-to-1, and I'll just show other examples of how you could have targeted more. So I'll go TP. Break even here. All right. Yo, stop listening to ICT, bro. What trade did you take today? I'll show you the trade I took today. I'll also go over it in my market recap. Actually, okay, I'll go over it very briefly, but I mostly want to just go through trades that you could have taken and quickly backtest before I make the market recap. So, because in the market recap, I'm going to go over everything. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm going through the charts by myself, observing trades that I noticed that you could take, and then I'm going to go on Twitter and look for other people's trades, and then I'm going to compile everything and make the market recap. So that's what's going on. Why do you say stop listening to ICT? Alright. Oh, I gotta make a new one for July. Alright, here we go. Guys, this is crazy. I have files for this entire year for every single month. This is actually getting pretty cool. July 2025. Alright. This was 10/22. IPG 2-minute. Yeah. And once again, actually, yeah. Oops. My mouse is having issues. Imagine if you took this. That'd be so sick. Okay. Well, ICT is how the markets move. And I mean, whether you want to call it ICT, like I don't even really call it ICT. I don't like labeling the way I trade after ICT that much because at the end of the day, ICT doesn't own these. I mean, he might say that he owns all these concepts, but um, anything that's a smart money concept is just a smart money concept. I feel like ICT saying he owns everything about smart money concepts is a little ridiculous. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm losing my train of thought. The way the markets move is based off of liquidity, and ICT concepts trade liquidity. So anyway, kind of lost my train of thought there, but whatever. ICT concepts aren't wrong, it's just a matter of how you trade them. If you trade them badly, then if you trade them incorrectly, then that's when you're going to run into issues. All right, saved all that. Let's see what other observations I'm noticing. We had that huge overnight gap, and I pointed this out in the morning. Level 2 data, like the limit orders in the order book. I mean, that's helpful for figuring out where the limit orders are, but not the stop losses. The market moves for stop losses, not for limit orders. But I do agree that I think that stuff's helpful. I do. I really do. So I'm not disagreeing with you. All that stuff's helpful, and that's why you'll see me use stuff like this. That ICT concepts. ICT doesn't even use this, but that's why you'll see me use this is because I'm not like a full ICT degenerate. I trade based off of what makes sense to me. And for me, like understanding like, okay, this is where the most volume happened. This is a strong draw on liquidity, So, like, I'm not a brainless ICT bot. I think for myself and do my own stuff. Like I said, though, this overnight gap is really nice. And we do come back and draw to it. So... Actually, most liquidity is between ranges. The less amount of liquidity exists in highs and lows. I agree. Most liquidity exists in ranges. A stop loss can be a limit order too. Okay. I don't know what to say to that. Anyway, as I pointed out in the morning, I was like, this is a really big overnight gap. This will very likely possibly want to get filled, and this is possibly going to be like a fake draw on liquidity. I was saying like this could end up like it could look like we're going up to those highs, but then we draw back down and fill this overnight gap, and we have this new day opening gap here as well, right here, and you can see that that was the draw on liquidity. So that was kind of cool that I called that this morning. Unfortunately, harder to trade live, even if you can call it. It's harder to actually execute on that, but one step at a time. I'm slowly getting there. This was a very nice draw on liquidity, and yeah, we ran back to it. So I'm just going to save this as you want to get educated on order flow. I agree. Order flow is very helpful. It's all helpful. ICT is helpful, order flow is helpful. It's all the same, bro. ICT, like a fair value gap, is a gap in order flow. It's the same. It's all the same, but it's hard for most people to really understand how it all relates. Like all the people trading, what's it called? Supply and demand. It's the same as ICT. It's all the same market, but people don't understand how it's interconnected. They see two different sides of the same face, but they don't understand that it's the same face. And it's hard for most people to understand that, but it's all the same market. The market moves both off of ICT and moves off supply and demand, or support, and whatever it's called. It moves off of everything. It's all interconnected. It's just different sides of the same story. And it's, yeah, that's just my own thoughts on it. So let's see here. I just want to call this RTH gap and NDOG. I'm just going to save it like that. So I'm just recording this in my notes here. So yeah. I was in your position 5 years ago. You want to be open-minded and recognize that everything you know right now, specifically ICT concepts, could be wrong. I'm always open-minded, bro. I'm always open-minded. Yeah, but the thing is, it's ICT concepts. It's about how you use them. The concepts themselves aren't bad, but you use them the wrong way, and they're gonna end up sabotaging you. So I think that's where you're getting a little tripped up. Is it's not the concepts that are bad. It's that 95% of people use them incorrectly, and that's probably why you think they're bad. It's hard for me to explain, but how long have you been trading and how old are you? Anyway, let's keep looking at charts here. That's one of the issues, bro, is if you see ICT as just patterns, then that's probably why you're trading ICT wrong, because ICT is useless as a bunch of patterns. That's literally proving my point. You can't trade ICT as a bunch of patterns. You have to conceptually understand the highs and lows, the liquidity. You have to. You can't trade ICT and just think about it as a ton of patterns. That's not going to work. I'm 22. Turned 23 like 4 days ago. I've been trading almost 2 years now. So, yeah. Have you made money trading? Yeah, this is a nice 2022 gap here, actually. We break this low. I like this. We break this low with this placement. Like on the 2-minute, it looks the best. So sweep, break the low, and then here we have this fair value gap. And this is a nice 2022 fair value gap that delivers us lower. Yeah. IC says his opening range gap fills at least half way the first 30 minutes of the open, which is false. He says the high or low of the week is most likely formed Tuesday, also false. It's not always. He's not saying that. Well, maybe he is saying. I don't really give a crap what ICT says. I deal in probabilities. What he's saying is there is a certain specific weekly profile that the lower high of the week forms on Tuesday. But then again, I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not quoting him. What he's saying you might be right. What I'm saying is he could have said something stupid, and that's just ICT. He's known for saying stupid things, but I feel like at the end of the day, his concepts work, and I mean, I'm surprised you don't see that, because like, spend enough time in the charts backtesting and you can't unsee it. But I don't know. I'm just surprised that you view the markets like that. But yeah, I agree that like he might say something stupid, and that's just him being ICT. Well, that's sometimes not everything he says is true, but a lot of his concepts are valid. That's where you have to think for yourself. Don't be following blindly. So I'm gonna say I'd probably go for this, taking this as a 22. I'd probably go stop above this gap here. I don't really know. There's not really a good swing high, huh? I guess you'd have to put your stop above this high. So they'd probably just target 1-to-1. This is the only way you can take this. Yeah. Don't follow him blind. I'm agreeing with you. I think we're on the same page. I don't just blindly follow ICT, but his concepts make sense to me. They've gotten me payouts, real payouts from prop firms, a prop firm, and they make sense to me. At the end of the day, I've backtested enough to know that his stuff works. So, yeah, he might be a little crazy, but I like his concepts. Not saying that I agree with everything he says, though. Hopefully that makes sense. 10:30, 2022, 2-minute. That's a little bit big of a stop loss, so I probably wouldn't take that, but I'm just marking it up. What's your win rate? I nowadays I just target 1-to-1, and right now I'm in a little bit of a. I'm trying to think of the word. I'm in a phase where I'm trying to get out of like a break even phase, is what I'll call it. Um, but in the past I've gotten payouts and funded. So my win rate, I don't really, I do keep track of it, but I'm not really looking at that right now because right now I'm just focusing on long term and consistency. So I also liked this 15-minute. When we broke this 15-minute low, I said this on stream. I was like, guys, good chance this becomes a 15-minute break of structure and then fair value gap here to take us lower. Now, on the lower time frame, a lot of people took this. We had I'm trying to figure out what the trade was because I know a lot of people took something in here. I think it was I'm actually not sure. I think it was. You know what? I'll just look at the trade later on from other people. I was gonna say maybe this could be a 2022, but I'm not sure. I mean, this does break this high. There's not really a sweep though, so I actually took this trade. This is kind of cool. I'm looking at my own trade that I back tested, or my own trade that I took. I took this 5-minute gap. And I don't know what your point is because I think we both agreed that I agree with you. So I think the trade was this. I think it was break of structure. Let's just check Twitter. Actually, Haney put it in here. Where was the trade? TJ got the same trade as me. 9:30. What was this on? This doesn't look like what happened today at 9:30. Tuesday, July 1st at 9:30. Oh yeah. Yep, that is the trade that I was looking at. Right? Very obvious sweep. It honestly doesn't look the same. Why doesn't my chart look the same? Oh, he must have done it on the S&P. Yeah, that makes sense. We swept out the low. Broke structure. Then 1 minute gap. That makes so much more sense. Yeah, looks like this was on S&P. Sweep. Where was it? Yeah, sweep, break, fair value gap. That was nice. Oh yeah, this is another one I liked. We have $5 minute fair value gap. See, look at how this fair value gap can get used so many times. It's like, it took me a while to understand that fair value gaps don't lose their value after one use. Hey, let's go. Tell me what you see. So we end up getting SMT with the data low. And yeah. SMT, that looks right. And then yeah, I really liked this trade. I was already in a trade though, but I did like it. Where we have S&P makes higher high. Maybe this is better looked at as a... Oh, you know what? Maybe I should use it like this. Then again, I don't... Yeah. And then this 30-second inversion was just beautiful. So BPR. And then up to the data high. It's a clean 1R. You can even go break even at these equal highs. So yeah, this was a one setup for life. That's why I like this. should get trading statistics, but you need an actual backtesting software like Forex Replay. Yeah, that's what everyone's been telling me. And I'm not disagreeing, but I just think Forex Replay is annoying, personally. Like, I know that that's like the best way to actually, make it realistic, but I'm not gonna lie, it's so annoying to have my settings all different and stuff. Alright. But for the most part, it's pretty choppy, nothing crazy in here. You want to have statistics like where the daily or session high or low most likely forms. Daily. Yeah, stat map, bro. I literally had that. It's called stat map. But it's costs a lot of money and it's very helpful. It's just yeah, I'm kind of broke right now, so I haven't been able to afford it. But dude, I love stat map. Stat map's awesome. Yo, what up, Cave? Good to see you. Locked in. So I guess there's a leaderboard now. That's new. I don't know when I got access to the leaderboard, but that's kind of sick. I don't know. Can you guys see the leaderboard? Or is that just me? Okay, what else is there to observe about price action today? Let's just make general observations, and then I really do got to get into the market recap and reviewing trades from Twitter. Well, I guess there's not any crazy rush. I can chill out. I have time. Besides, I like just letting myself chill. Look at how... Oh, this is a cool observation. 8:30 and 9:30, right? We get our Judas swing for both of these times, right? So, 8:30. Let's go, Cave. You beast, bro. You absolute beast. Legend. I love that. So this is when 8:30 and 9:30 can actually be helpful because you know that we're in a downward expansion day. I was saying that from the beginning of the day, like, good chance we're going to draw down to that unfilled RTH gap. So this is where 8:30 and 9:30 become useful because you can see we're in a deep discount, expanding lower, and we're drawing towards that RTH gap. So 8:30 and 9:30, you're using 8:30 and 9:30 to detect the manipulation. You're using it as a reference point to say, okay, are we manipulating right now? And so at this point, it becomes very obvious that this is the manipulation for the day because we manipulate above 8:30, we manipulate above 9:30. So that's how you use 8:30 and 9:30 is like their reference points for when to detect the manipulation. So it's very, very important to like contextualize the day. Like, for instance, like going into the day, I should have said we're expanding lower. We have an RTH gap that's unfilled. Right? That was right here. We had an overnight gap that was not filled all the way. And is it? Dude, I can't wait to get to that point. Cave, how long have you been trading, bro? I'm so happy for you. So yeah, we have this overnight gap here. And so we contextualize the day. We were in a deep discount below midnight. We have this new day opening gap here. So this was also a draw on liquidity. I'm able to trade, make money in game, and watch streams at all the same time. 2 years now. Dude, let's go. You're living the dream. You're living the dream. Let's go. That's awesome, man. Maybe we should mark it out like this. Yeah. That's so sick, man. So we had this RTH gap. So I knew that we were possibly going to be drawing down to this, right? Actually, I'm not even going to talk about the new day opening gap. I'm just going to have this be so I knew this was the draw on liquidity. And I knew we were expanding lower. So, oh, and then I also want to mark out midnight. I should just buy stat map again. It's honestly kind of helpful. Because, like, once you get a narrative for the day, stat map is just bonus confluence. Okay. That's so sick, bro. So I'm just going to mark out that. Where's text? So yeah, like I said, accumulation. I'm not even going to put this text here. I'm just going to show SMT, right? This was the most obvious SMT. And then manipulation. I mean, when you put it in this context, it just makes so much sense. I wish I had stat map still, because I would love to see if this was the session manipulation level. I'm so curious. Do I still have it? Wait, maybe I still have access to it because I still have it on my chart and I never got rid of it. Probably not though. Yeah. Yeah, look, there's a red arrow. Midnight, I just want you to understand that what what works for you, but there's also other traders that have profitable strategies. Like a lot of people trade ICD concepts and are totally profitable with them. And just because you didn't understand ICD concepts doesn't mean that they're not profitable. You just maybe it just didn't click for you and you found something else. Like for instance, like Tori trades trend lines and she's totally profitable trading trend lines. And it works for her and that's great. It's just a matter of what clicks for you. So you might be right that what you found works for you, but what I'm saying is you might be wrong in that saying ICD concepts don't work because you're saying ICD concepts, you don't like ICD concepts, blah blah blah. I need to switch all this stuff, but the reality is they do work. And anyway, Cave doesn't trade ICD either, and he's profitable. So anyway, cool guys. But what I'm saying is, there's lots of ways to get to different ways to get to profitability. And, I get what you're saying, though. I do. I don't think every strat works, bro. I think a lot of strategies work, but I don't think anything works. I wish I had stat map still. Dang it, dude. Maybe I should just buy it right now because I am so curious. I bet you this is right around the session manipulation level. Session opens up here. I bet you we're close. Should probably just buy it again. Okay. Well, I don't know what to say to you because just because you don't think that she's profitable doesn't mean that she isn't. I don't really know what to say to that. Yeah. I get what you're saying though. Like support and resistance could work if it's the right if we're generating liquidity and we're inside of that accumulation range, support and resistance is probably going to work and you have to understand the conditions in which your strategy works. Yeah. So I do agree with that. Flip a coin 50 times, you might win 35 out of 50. Dude, no. That math does not add up, bro. I'm sorry. I'm going to call you out on that. That math does not add up. Unless you're trying to explain something else to me, That math doesn't add up. 35 out of 50, 35 out of 50 is not 40% win rate. 35 out of 50 is like 70% win rate. Oh, you said 35 out of 15. I have no idea what you're saying, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But yeah, we distribute down. I wonder what other reasons could we have figured out that the draw on liquidity was lower today. One of them was we had a 4-hour change of state delivery. That was one thing that was important to note. We'd swept out this high. So yeah, I think looking at the higher time frame is very important, because when you look at the higher time frame, it's like, oh wow, we swept out this high, and then we have this 4-hour change of state delivery, and all of a sudden it becomes very obvious that, like, yeah, the market expanded off of that. Yeah, daily fair value gap, but we haven't gotten there yet. Nice little sweep and change state delivery. Yeah, dude, Javier, you called that out from the beginning, bro. You said that from the beginning. I saw you say that. I saw you. Yeah. Going into the day, we had this 4-hour change state delivery, because you can see, when does this candle close? I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, this should close at 6. So this was the 10 a.m. candle. So when you think about this as a 10 a.m. candle, and you think about it as 10 a.m. power of 3, this is where things get, okay, this is where things get cool, right? 10 a.m. candle opens up here. 10 a.m. candle opens up here. Actually, let's first mark out this 4-hour change state delivery on the higher time frame. Let's take a screenshot of this. Four-hour CSD, 4-hour CISD, validated, going into 10 a.m. So right when this 10 a.m. candle closes, it's very important to go check how that 10 a.m. candle closes, because here you can see 10 a.m. candle closes with this change state delivery. So now we're expecting 10 a.m. to manipulate up and distribute down, because that was a 4-hour change state delivery that just got formed, right? 10 a.m. opens here. And what do you see, right? We had accumulation, 10 a.m. power of 3, manipulation, distribution. And that's where knowing about the how the 10 a.m. candle closes can be really helpful. I can't read all that chat. I got to keep focusing on that, on backtesting. I'll try and read that later, but I got to keep backtesting. I don't have time to read all that. I'm going to keep backtesting, guys. But I do want to read that. But like I said, we sweep out. It's just, the nice thing is now, here, let's just mark this out. Where's the little call out? 4-hour CISD. We can anticipate 10 a.m. to manipulate up into the 4-hour CSD and distribute down. Right, and then we end up getting SMT with this high. This is where using 10 a.m. power of 3 becomes really powerful. So SMT with this high. And then manipulation above this. And distribution, just like that. And I also want to show the time levels too, because once again, as far as time levels go, remember 9:30, 8:30, we were above them. We were above 9:30, we were above 8:30. So more reason for us to be expecting price to be manipulating up here and distributing down, because we're going above 9:30, we're going above 8:30. Into that 4-hour change of state delivery. Let me just glance through all this. Odds of winning 35 out of 50 trades with a 45% win rate can happen, but incredibly low. But not with what you said earlier. Because earlier you said, I'm scrolling up. I'm going to quote you exactly. Remember this also. Flip a coin 50 times. You might still win. So I'm assuming you mean 35 out of 50 with a 45% win rate. But you said at 1-to-1 RR. You can't get a 45% win rate, 1-to-1 RR, and win 35 out of 50 trades. The math does not add up, bro. I 100% guarantee you that math doesn't math, bro. I don't know what I think you meant something else though. I think you meant something else. In all fairness to you though, I think you meant something else. So. But yeah, volume profile shows low small nodes. Where does it show the low small nodes? Yeah. I'm honestly trying to shoot for 1-to-1s more, but my max is for sure 2R. Anywhere between 1 and 2R is kind of my sweet spot right now. So yeah, it's very important to contextualize the day, actually. I really need to do my pre-market analysis thoroughly, because if you see we get this 4-hour change of state delivery, you're like, okay, well, we're anticipating 10 a.m. to manipulate into it. And you can see that's exactly what happened. And I will look on Twitter in just a second. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution with 10 a.m. PO3 and 4-hour CSD. Okay. Let's just quickly go through it one last time and figure out what other trades you could have taken. You know what else though? Very low key. If you're like really skilled, you could take this inversion right here. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Because you would have anticipated this to be the manipulation and then inversion. And then you could say, wow, imagine once we get this good, guys. We're basically saying, okay, this is going to be 10 a.m. power of 3 inversion. Because of liquidity, this is a void. Oh my gosh. This would be an insane trade. This is where if you just have a really good understanding of price action, you're just unstoppable. Because we know this is 10 a.m. power of 3 accumulation. We're expecting manipulation up. We have the SMT. When we get this 1 minute inversion, we're basically expecting this to act as a liquidity void. And then we distribute aggressively down. That's so cool. So theoretically, you could take this. And just target the other side of the range. You can even target further, to be honest, but oh. Let's just get rid of this for now. And this. And this. There we go. That looks a lot more clean. Yeah, could you imagine that trade? That'd be fire. It helps. It really makes sense why not every trade you see that's an inversion works, but why some work better, because it actually fits in with the narrative of what's supposed to happen. This was supposed to be a 10 a.m. accumulation, manipulation, distribution to the downside because of the 4-hour higher time frame change state delivery. 10:18. This was 10:18, right? 10:18 IPG 1 minute. And like the crazy part about this is look how good of an imagine you could once you become a really good trader, you can take trades like this, and then you could even target probably to go fill that RTH gap because you knew that that was the draw. Imagine hitting this 4-1 on the market today. This is going to be our future, guys. We're going to do it. It's just a matter of time, and then we're going to take trades like this, and then everyone's going to be like, how did you catch that? And we're going to be like, bro, it was just a really obvious 10 a.m. power of 3. You're going long right now in Asia, bro. Javier never stops, bro. Javier's coming back for London, coming back for Asia, coming back for Pacific, Atlantic, Tokyo, Australia. Every session, bro. Javier, he's already there. He doesn't sleep, bro. Javier, you're a legend. You are a legend. So yeah. This is a crazy trade. 1018. I should really look at other people's trades on Twitter. But I'm just having fun right now. And you know what? I'm just enjoying myself. I'm not going to rush myself. Maybe I'll get less sleep tonight, but I'm kind of enjoying myself backtesting right now. So I'm going to keep going. I think today was really interesting. Javier, let's go. You legend, bro. You legend. You're unstoppable. So, a lot of people took this 1 minute, and I liked it, but, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, if it failed, I wasn't wanting to deal with it if it failed, so I didn't take it. But this was a really good trade, objectively. So I guess I should record it. We have a 3-minute BPR. Very obvious. It's kind of cool how the market kind of like ricochets back and forth while the market's still figuring out which direction it wants to go, right? Because for a while, we're just in a super tight range. First we manipulate this way, then we manipulate this way, and then we distribute. Kind of cool how that works. Like, to get out of a manipulation, first you have to have a smaller AMD, and then eventually you can have a larger AMD. $15-point stop loss going for Friday's open. Dang, bro. You legend. Send it in the Discord. I want to see it. So yeah, objectively this was a good trade. And I mean, yeah. Should have been more open-minded to taking it. But, you know, inversions kind of happen fast, especially on the 1 minute, and you'd rather be safe than sorry, and I'd rather just not take a loss. But this was a good trade, objectively. 3-minute BPR, we sweep out all these lows. Yeah, I should start filming the market recap soon, but I am enjoying myself, so I'm not going to. Probably go stop loss like anywhere in here, and then yeah, take profit. I do take profit there. You guys are still talking? Oh my gosh, bro. All right. Accumulation, manipulation. There might have even been SMT here. That was the other thing that was nice about this, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, this was a beautiful trade. This was a beautiful trade. I'm so upset I didn't take it. I didn't see the SMT. Anytime you get SMT with like a super recent low like this, oh my gosh. Like when you have the SMT when it's with the low of a 3-candle inversion with good liquidity, when does that ever fail? When does that ever fail? Look at how this low it's created with SMT, and then we inverse. Like, it's a very, very high probability trade. Not gonna lie, midnight. A lot of what you said I don't know. I'm not trying to side with anyone here, but like I'm trying to like understand what you're saying a lot of the time midnight. But what was I gonna say? Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. Screenshot this. Like I said, I could end the stream soon, but I'm kind of enjoying this, so I'm not going to. Oh, I was going to mark this out as manipulation. It's crazy. So the market spends so much of the time accumulating, it's actually like ridiculous. Like, what is this? Probably like 85% of the price action was accumulation. Then we manipulate, then we distribute in like the last 15%. $9.45. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but midnight. How much have you made from payouts? Because you said you've been trading 7 years, and you're like, apparently you've been making a lot of money or something. I guess you did say, huh? You said you were managing 300,000 or something. I don't know. Could you tell me again how much you're making? I forgot, or whatever. But okay, 9.45. This was really nice. Accumulation, manipulation, IPG, 1 minute. Like I said, I'm still getting better. Dude, here's the difference, bro. I'm saying you're basically saying your way is the only right way. What I'm saying is there's a lot of correct ways to trade, and they're all different ways of seeing the same thing. And right now, I'm still in my growth phase. I'm still in my learning phase. I've gotten $3,600 in payouts. I've gotten $700,000 in funding, right? And I'm still in my growth phase. I've only been trading for 2 years. You've been trading for 7 years, right? So, like, it's not... You have to put into context, like, I'm still getting better, but that doesn't mean ICT concepts don't work. That doesn't mean all these other people that are trading different strategies than you, all their strategies are wrong. That's what I'm trying to hopefully get across to you is, like, just because something works for you doesn't mean everything else is wrong. I hope that makes sense, right? Because it's really easy to get stuck in, once you think something works, that it works for you, that's the only way to trade and that's the only correct way. But there's a lot of different ways to see the same thing. So never said it was the only way, but the way you're backtesting and trading isn't. Okay? I mean, all right. I'm just enjoying myself backtesting, bro. I'm not here to argue with you. If that's what you think, then that's what you think. And like I agree with you. It's helpful to, what is it called? It's helpful to do the Forex replay stuff, but I personally I don't love it because I don't have all my settings, I don't have all my templates, and yeah, one of these days I'll probably have to try and set it up, but for now I'm just chilling. Anything works until Powell or Trump speaks. Real. Midnight, you did just prove my point, though. I hope you realize that. Like, I said, you are saying nothing else works, and you just said, yeah, the way you're doing it doesn't work. So, Midnight, chill, bro. It's okay people trade differently than you. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I think I already said everything I want to say, to be honest. I really just, I don't know. I wish you the best, man. But, like, it's okay people trade differently than you, and that doesn't mean that they're wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It doesn't mean Cave's wrong. It doesn't mean anyone here is wrong. It's just different styles of trading, and it's not like one is right and one is wrong. It's just different perspectives. I mean, I get what you're saying, that you think that the way I'm doing this is wrong, and that's fine. But, so, like, okay, if you don't want to watch it, then I guess don't watch the stream. But I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I know it works. So, ooh, this is interesting as well. We, yeah, once you start to realize that these gaps, like this 1 hour gap, stays valid, you start to realize, wow, we just tapped it a third time. And then, ooh, this is really interesting. I don't know if I'm going to talk about this in the market recap, but I'm finding this interesting. I like this. Now, I don't know if it's like totally valid, but I'm still marking it up because I find it interesting. Then again, I don't even know if you consider this. Some people don't consider this change state delivery, but I do. Never mind. I'm not gonna mark this up. Never mind. Okay. I think that was just like the main thing of the day was this accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Okay, I'm gonna go on Twitter now. Let's go on Twitter and look at other people. 4 hour for buy gap? Oh, is it? What? This 4 hour for buy gap? Oh, are you talking about this? Four hour. Fascinating. I think this is the 4 hour gap you're talking about, but I'm not super sure. What else is there to look at from today? Oh yeah, Twitter. I was gonna look at other people's trades on Twitter, and then I'm gonna make the market recap. Okay. All right, let's look at Twitter. 2 trades today called on stream. 1 break even, 1 win. Yep, I recorded this trade already. I liked it. accumulation, manipulation, inversion, distribution down. I despise anyone who gives child an iPad. Okay, nice. Congrats, Wild Trades. That's insane. Whoa. Patrick Weiland got a $349,000 payout. This is real? Is this actually real? That's insane. Well, there's a whole argument going on. You'll have to put in your perspective on this. It's getting deep, bro. They're throwing big punches. It's like it's not a game anymore. But what happened is I briefly talked about what happened, but I'm going to go over the market recap specifics, but I was looking at all kinds of trades, just observing, and now I'm on Twitter, and now that I've backtested all the trades that I've looked at, I'm going to go look at other people's perspectives, and then I'm going to film the market recap. But just for reference, this is all the stuff that I backtested. One of my favorites was this morning was a clear power of 3 where you have accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and the cool thing about it was when this 10 a.m. candle closed, it created a 4-hour change state delivery, and so the manipulation pushed us up into that 4-hour change state delivery, which was above 9:30 and above 8:30, and delivered us lower. But I'm going to talk about it in the market recap right now. I'm just looking on Twitter to find other people's trades because I already looked at the markets for myself and then make the market recap. Okay, it was just a chill discussion. My bad. All right, let's keep going here. So, was this today? When was this? 4-hour, June 27th. Oh, this was recent. Wait. September? No, I'm actually so confused. When was this? NQ 4-hour market maker bomb. We are not in September. We're in July. I don't know why he tweeted this, though. Then I'm just going to skip over that. Bearish version of you. I don't know what he's saying. Oh. If you journaled every trade, you'd be 10 times better in 3 months. Agreed. That's why I do it. Candle 3. That's on Euro or something. I don't care. My max daily stop loss. Oh, that sucks. I feel bad. That's always hard. Real. Oh man, Dodge took a loss today. I think that's about everything. Amos catches a 1-to-1. I don't understand Amos's trades, so I'm not going to cover it. One minute. I don't know. When was this? Was this today? Oh yeah, it was down here. Babe, have you checked out TGR's trades? No. Could you send those in the Discord? Um. Oh, was the trade that you showed me from TGR on the S&P? I'm pretty sure it was. Okay, we'll save this. Not necessarily a trade I would take, but worth talking about probably in the market recap. Saved that. So this is okay. Dodgy takes a loss. We'll cover that. Okay, I think we got about. I can't speak. We just about got everything here. Up 26K on the day? Yo, yeah, send me TGR's trades. That's crazy. TGR's been locked in. Good job, bro. Clean AMD on the 1 minute. Yeah, we know, bro. I think we all saw it. I don't even think Dodgy probably took this. He's literally just said, like, bro, did you take it or are you just saying that? Because if you took it, I know you would have had the executions. So you just like to observe what happens. Yo, that was right. See ya tomorrow. That's fire. Good job, Camel. That's crazy. I think we covered everything. Alright, this is 13 hours ago. So, now I've got all my trades from the day. I got everyone else's. And, yeah. Should be pretty much good to film the market recap. So, then again, I could look at some more things, but where's my phone at? It's right here. Alright. What else is there to look at here? Not a lot. I guess we have a 15-minute gap here. Maybe there was a trade in the afternoon. Yeah. 15-minute for value gap. Yeah, I actually like this. 15-minute gap, and then you just 1 minute change of state of delivery right here. Wow, that was clean. I love flow state. You know the Venom model? I actually don't really know the Venom model, but someone's told me that it's like it has to do with BPRs or something. So enter on the retest, target 1R, take profit 2, 3. You can take profit further out if you want to, but this was fire. I'm noticing that Jan's honestly kind of right when it comes to just take the first change state delivery, because a lot of the time that does the job. Check that out. Change state delivery, stop or enter, stop at the high, and then first standard deviation. I'd go all off here. No, my TP is not always based on the 1 minute chart. It's just based off of whatever time frame the trade is that I'm taking it on. So we'll show how all standard deviations did get hit on this, which is pretty cool. Very nice sell model. I wonder if there's SMT. If there is SMT, that makes this even better. Let's see if there was a SMT. Not quite seeing SMT. Oh, maybe there was SMT with this side. That would be crazy. It's nothing obvious. Okay, so let's just show how the fourth standard deviation was hit. But you would have got stopped at break even, but I am showing how. It's kind of cool that these trades will go and hit all the standard deviations. And here's that accumulation here. Okay. Yeah. Right now I'm liking break even because of what? Because of because I'm just wanting to make money. But once I get to the point where I can trade a personal and go for higher RR, then I'm probably not going to be going break even as much. I think break evens are much better on inverse for value gaps than flow state. Most of the time, but I will go break even on flow state because I just want to preserve gains. But for flow state, I think Like once I start trading a personal and it's not prop firm and it's not copy traded, then I'm gonna start to go break even less because I can take more risk. All right, that was nice. So that was a nice one. I'm not done, guys. I was considering just filming the market recap and being done, but I'm enjoying myself. So I'm gonna keep going. You guys don't need to keep watching if you don't want to, but I will be I'll be backtesting a little longer, and then yeah. I should probably film it soon though because I gotta get enough sleep. And that is important. I like this fair value gap because whoops. I like this fair value gap because if I measure this out, it's probably at like equilibrium. Yep, it's in premium. Perfect. So see, a lot of these flow state models that work really well chill perfectly in premium. Just an interesting observation. A lot of these models that work really well will sit perfectly in premium. You think I shouldn't go break even at all? Well, right now I'm just trying to shoot for 1Rs. So, like, I'm not going for more than 2R, and I'm doing in between 1 and 2R. So, but down the road, I do want to go for higher, for higher trades once I get better. But right now, I just want to make money. So, I'm going break even when it makes sense for me to go break even. And I'm trying to go break even less on flow state, but sometimes I still think it's like I'm just trying to take all off at 1 or 2 and then like go break even as fast as possible. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all break even's all right for prop firms because I'm just trying to preserve and not go through drawdown on prop firms and stuff. But on personal, definitely just letting trades run because you don't have to deal with that. Then again, though, I will say my risk management is like pretty tight. Like I only risk $200 per trade with 2,500 drawdown. So then again, if I'm doing that, then maybe it's a little bit more okay for me to hold bigger trades. But once again, I'm trying not to be greedy right now. I'm trying not to go for too much RR. I'm just trying to make money right now. So minute chilling. Sometimes break even keeps you out of good trades and allows the brain to think it's okay to mess with the trade. True. That's why I try and have the plan for the trade outlined before the trade even starts. So if I'm going to go break even, I know exactly where I'm going to go break even and why. And that only changes if there's a really obvious reason why that should change. Like for instance, we create a new internal high and then we break it. That would be a reason for me to go break even. So let's see. Was there anything else? What else was there in the afternoon? I feel like you can just backtest endlessly. Like there's infinite trades you can take. Just never stops. Here you have a liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap at equilibrium. Actually, this is a BPR, which makes it even better. And then, yeah, nice little fair value gap here, right at equilibrium. Nice little 2022 here. And then stop loss at the low. I'd probably just target these equal highs. Nice little 1-to-1. I should probably film the market recap soon. Oh, was there SMT? Actually, not an obvious SMT, so. 12:30. I really should film the market recap. I dare you to place a micro at my entry. I can't do my real accounts outside my live trading window. I can't. I have to. My new rule for that is I have to trade my live or my evals and my fundeds only within my live trading window. So I can't even do that anymore. I used to be able to, but I just decided I'm trying to take this super seriously and I don't want to do that anymore. Down in the road, I'm definitely interested in trading like London and Asia and all that stuff. But for now, while I'm just working on being profitable and consistent, I'm just trying to go for those 1 to 2 Rs, and I'm trying to only go New York session, and that's it. Yeah, I wouldn't go for negative RR. I want to go at least for 1 R for all my trades. But guys, I feel like we've back tested not everything, but we've back tested this day pretty deep. I don't know if that was the right word, but I feel like there's plenty to talk about. Let's go look at the macros. Okay. Midnight. If ICT doesn't work, then how come the macro is exactly when the market moves? How come every single time we expand, it's always a macro? Like this. Like this. How come macros are when we expand? Nah, yeah, 920, 940 is totally real, and so many people sleep on it, including Dodgy. But it's so valid. It is so valid. Man, I feel like we got. The only thing else I'm thinking is maybe there was something within here, because look at this. This was obviously a low resistance. This was obviously a stop run. Wonder how. Maybe you could be a participant in that somehow. I don't know. I'm not gonna try and force things if I can't see them. Oh, maybe there's a 1 hour. Oh yeah. Okay, this is the one other thing we should look. We should look at 1 hour gap. And let's see. Was there 5-minute change state delivery? There was. That's. Wait. Would you. Wait, I actually need to ask Haney. Haney, is this a change state delivery or is it this? Which one is the change state delivery? This one or this one? You know? Leading? Wait, what's leading? This one right here? I'm assuming it's this one. Oh, and we got SMT here. Oh, this is so fascinating. So, 1 hour gap. 1 hour fair value gap. And then we get 5-minute change state delivery, SMT, and I bet you there was an inversion in here. Yeah, that makes sense. Because this is the one that sweeps liquidity. So 5-minute change state delivery. And then we get SMT with this high. And if there's an inversion in here, this would have been a goated trade. This would have been so good. I wonder if there was. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Now, just depends where you put your stop loss, because it's close to your stop loss, but probably just put stop loss there or here. I don't know. Either way, I guess I usually like to put stop loss there. So technically I wouldn't have got stopped out. And then so yeah, SMT, sweep of these highs. Now then again, actually, I'd prefer to wait for both of these to get inversed. I'm actually gonna say I'd prefer to wait for all these to get inversed. So, actually, I don't even know if there was a trade then. I don't even know if there was a trade. I'm actually kind of starting to think that maybe there wasn't a trade because I don't know, Haney, do you see a trade in here? Like, this 2-minute inversion looks nice, but it is a 3-minute gap. It's a 3-minute external gap and a 5-minute external gap. So I don't even think. What's up? What's up, random guy? Yeah, this is chill. So I gotta make the market recap. I'm just trying to figure out if there was a trade in here, and to be honest, I don't think there is anything I would take. Cause I'm just being realistic. I probably wouldn't take this because of the external gap. And then when this inverses, realistically, there's a 3-minute external gap and a 5-minute external gap. So I probably wouldn't have taken any of that either. So I'm just being honest about this situation, and yeah, I probably wouldn't take it. But I mean, if you took this as a flow state and you just went 1-to-1 R, that would have worked. That would have worked out great. I'm really liking these flow states going to 1-to-1 R. I feel like it's hard to go too wrong when you just target 1 R off a flow state. Like, they usually hit. There was a trade? What was the trade? What inversion? I must have missed it. There was a 2022? I'll check it out. 1520. Flow state retest. So yeah, I would just target, like, I'm really am just targeting 1R on a lot of these flow state trades. All right, let's look at the 2022 model. So sweep on the 32nd? Was it on the 32nd? Must have been on the 32nd. Was it on the 32nd? Okay, but macros aren't just at the open. I hope you realize that. Macros are all the time. It's got to be this one. Yeah, this is fire. So sweep, break. And then equilibrium. Yeah, that I like this. That's nice. Okay, I think it's about time I probably film this market recap, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It's been a chill stream. It's been a long stream, but it's been good. But I gotta film this because I gotta get enough sleep. So I'm already kind of pushing it. 15:53. Or no. Alright. Yeah, I should film this. Okay. I will see you. I'll do it later. Alright. I'll see you guys when I film this or tomorrow in the morning. Peace out, everyone. See you. If my mouse will stop turning off.